Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. If you are new here, my name is Johnny Ross. I have been a makeup artist, specifically a bridal makeup artist, for about 7-8 years. And in today's video, I wanted to share 10 things all brides need to know before their wedding. As I said, I've been doing makeup for such a long time, and I always try to tell these things to my brides when I'm doing their makeup on either the day of their wedding or their makeup trial. And I wanted to compile a list of 10 must-know pieces of information that I think will just make you as the bride or your bridesmaid, your mothers, just look amazing. The makeup will last longer, it will look better, and just give you an overall more enjoyable and better day for your wedding concerning your makeup. I also wanted to go ahead and insert some photos of my work just so you get a kind of an understanding of my aesthetic and my philosophy whenever I'm approaching makeup with my brides. I always like to tell them, I want people to look at you when you're walking down the aisle and say, oh my god, she looks beautiful, not her makeup looks beautiful or her hair looks beautiful. Your hair and makeup shouldn't be wearing you should be wearing your hair and makeup. And that's my philosophy when I'm approaching doing makeup on people. I want the skin to look as flawless as possible, but I don't want it to look heavy. Same with eyeshadow and just the entire composition of the makeup. I want it to look like you, but enhanced. Still glamorous, but not heavy, cakey, too dark. So I hope these photos that I'm inserting kind of give you an idea of the aesthetic I normally like to go for. So without any further ado, let's dive into this list. I kind of compiled it chronologically, meaning kind of from maybe your trial to the end of the getting ready session on the day of your wedding, just so you could kind of compartmentalize everything a little bit better, because nobody knows more than me how much stress and information goes into planning a wedding, and I don't want to overwhelm you. I kind of want to give it to you in the most digestible way. So let's dive into this list of 10 things every bride needs to know before their wedding. Alrighty guys, number one on our list is spend time finding an inspirational photo or photos. So it is really important to show your makeup artist what you're envisioning, and the most important part of showing your makeup artist a photo, and I always tell my brides this, is it gives me an understanding of what you're looking to get done. A lot of times people don't understand the verbiage behind makeup if you're not big into makeup, and they'll tell me they want smoky eyes, or they'll tell me they want something supernatural, and then they'll show me a photo after I ask that completely contradicts what they verbally explained that they wanted. And trust me, your makeup artist should never make you feel bad that you don't know what you're talking about as far as the intensity or the wear or the look or the finish of the makeup. That's the makeup artist's job. But a photo is really a benchmark for a makeup artist to understand what your definition of a smoky eye or natural or nude or colorful looks like. It's a visual representation, and makeup artists, they're artists, and above all else they're visual, and I always make people show me a photo because it gives me that benchmark for where kind of to jump off of, and then we can cocktail and change things as we go throughout the process, especially if we're doing a makeup trial. But I just think it's such a necessity to really get you and your makeup artist on the same page. Number two, and this is a little bit of a funny one, is remember you are not the person in that inspirational photo. And by that I mean sometimes a bride that is very, very fair or vice versa will show me a picture of a model that is really tan or just has a different face shape than she does, or sometimes even a client with monolids will show me a inspiration photo of someone that doesn't, and it's just not going to translate the same. So you really, when you're picking your inspiration photo, you kind of want to find someone that is in the ballpark of your skin tone. If you have hooded eyes, if you don't, if you are Asian, if you are Latino, or just very, very fair, find someone that is comparable to you so you know it's going to translate the same. Same goes for hair, and a little bonus tip. Sometimes even when people are picking inspiration photos, they'll pick a updo or a very intricate look with braids or twists, and the model will have blonde hair and they will have brown or black hair, and it's just not at all going to look the same. There's so much more dimension in blonde hair. 9 times out of 10, blondes have maybe 6 or 7 different tones, very close to one another that you may not notice it, but when they're doing those intricate looks with braids and twists, everything pops because it has so much dimension. If you have brown hair or black hair and it's very similar and it's one shade, when you're doing and you want a really textured hair look, it's just not going to translate the same, especially from a distance, because there's not those lowlights and highlights to give the hair dimension. And same goes for makeup. You really want to make sure that the model in your inspiration photo is at least in the ballpark. I'm not saying you have to find your twin, but just, you know, I've had people before that are white as a ghost show me pictures of Jennifer Lopez, and I'm like, I can't even get you remotely in that ballpark of tanness without making you look crazy compared to your body. So it's just really important to find an inspiration photo that is at least in the ballpark of your skin tone, your face shape, your eyelid structure, and just it gives the makeup artist a little bit more of a base to translate exactly what you're showing them without a big hindrance of it not quite translating how you want it to. Number 3, remember that it is your wedding. So by this one I mean, I see so many brides a lot of the times that are just so heavily influenced by the people around them, and believe it or not, a lot of people will always ask me, you know, if I get bridezillas or whatever the case is, and I don't really, believe it or not. I just think 99% of my brides are so sweet and they're so excited, and I'll say, kind of as a funny thing, a lot of the problems I have end up coming from either the mother of the bride or friends of the bride that just have a really strong opinion about the way the bride should look, what they think the bride would like. And I see some brides get very overwhelmed with kind of too many cooks in the kitchen, and they are trying to please everybody else that they lose sight of what they want on their wedding day. So I really urge you just to let the people around you know that you have a vision for what you want to look like, you have a vision for your makeup, you have a vision for your hair. Take their opinions into account, but just let them know if they're kind of overstepping, that it's a little too many cooks in the kitchen, it's a little too overwhelming, and at the end of the day, it is your wedding, and however you want to look is how you should look. And you really want to translate that to your hair and makeup artist, and just let them know that you are in the driver's seat and your vision is ultimately the one that needs to be executed. Moving on to number 4, and guys, this is probably the most important one on this list, is prep your skin. So I cannot express to you how important this step is, and I will see and get so many bridal clients that come in, and whether they're not doing any skincare routine at all, or they're doing a skincare routine that kind of works for their everyday makeup and what they do on an everyday basis, which makes complete sense. That's of course what you're going to be doing on a regular basis. But when you're coming in for a makeup trial or the day of your wedding, it's a different animal. You're going to be wearing your makeup probably very different than you normally do, and it may not look that way. I'm not saying you're gonna have, you know, extremely heavy makeup or something that you're not used to, but it's just, I guarantee you're not really prepared for the amount of steps that are gonna go into the foundation, the concealer, the way everything needs to be set to make it last. It's probably gonna differ from your daily routine, and your skin needs a little bit more of a punch up to handle that kind of makeup. And I think this step everybody may miss in their daily routine, or that they just need to add in before their bridal trial or the day of their wedding, is exfoliating. And I can't describe to you how much I'll be doing makeup on someone during a trial or the day of, if they didn't book a trial, and there will just be dry skin and flaky skin or texture around the nose, pores here in the center of the forehead between the eyebrows, or maybe even along the jawline, that just prevents us from making the makeup look as beautiful as it could. And I'm actually going to give you 2 products that are my holy grail that I always tell my clients to invest in before their trial and the day of their wedding. And before I show you, I want to be clear. It is very important not to introduce harsh new skincare products into your routine before your wedding, because it could cause your skin to freak out or break out. So sometimes brides will ask me, should I get a facial beforehand? I personally, unless you've been going to someone for a long time that you know what they're going to do to you is not going to cause any breakouts, I would recommend you do not get a facial. That being said, I want to show you these 2 products that are beautiful for exfoliating the skin and making the skin look and feel like absolute glass, butter, phenomenal. Makeup glides on top of your skin like a dream, and it just makes your skin look next level amazing. And I'll explain why I'm picking these 2 products to piggyback off of what I just mentioned about the facial. So first of all, the first product I want to show you is the Pixi Glow Peel Pads. So these are the Glow Peel Pads. The brand is Pixi. You can get these at Target. I know you can get these at Target, maybe Walmart. I'm not sure about CVS or Walgreens, and Ulta's had Pixi displays, but sometimes they won't carry these specifically, but I know Target has these. So specifically, these are 20% glycolic acid and rose water, and this is a chemical exfoliator, meaning it's breaking down the binding agent that is holding the dead skin to the surface of the skin. So doing this all over the skin on clean, dry skin, and doing it all over, avoid the eye area and the lips, and do this all over. Let it sit for 2 minutes, and then you are going to rinse this off with cold water. Okay, then you're going to want to follow that with a physical exfoliator. Oh, I want to mention too, those Pixi Peel Pads are only $22, and you get 60 pads, and they last a very long time, because even if you want to use these on a daily basis, which promise me, I think you will fall in love with them, I really only do this maybe once a week. So then you're going to want to follow that with a physical exfoliator. This is my favorite physical exfoliator. I found this maybe about 2 months ago. The brand actually sent it to me, and it is by far the best physical exfoliator from the drugstore I've ever used. It is $15, and this is the That Grime Face Scrub from Florence by Mills. So this you can get at Ulta Beauty. Like I said, it's only $15, and this comes in 3.4 fluid ounces, so it lasts a very long time. You're gonna follow that chemical exfoliator with a physical exfoliator. This is gonna buff all of that dead skin that your chemical exfoliator just broke down that binding agent and got most of the dead skin away, but now that that binding agent is gone, there may be a couple dead skin cells still laying on the skin. This physical exfoliator is gonna polish the skin, get rid of every last dead skin cell, and leave your skin looking and feeling like absolute butter, and there will be no texture. And then when you're going in with your makeup, everything is just going to look so much less heavy, cakey, dry. It will get rid of any kind of worry you may have about your makeup. So now to go back to what I was saying about not getting a facial is I can't stress enough how these products are just really topical. They're not meant for, like, just to compare to the Pixi Peel Pads. If you're familiar with the Dr. Dennis Gross exfoliating peel pads, those are much more industrial strength. Those are going down to the epidermis. They are speeding up cell turnover. They are unclogging the pores. They are retexturizing the skin. Something that heavy is going to cause the skin to break out, which in its own right is not a bad thing. That's what it's meant to be doing, because it's just getting rid of that, the old skin, the skin that has lost collagen or scarred skin that you're purging from. You're kind of speeding up the cell turnover to get new baby skin to the surface quicker, but that's gonna have kind of symptoms of just causing, for the first maybe week or 2 weeks, 3 weeks of use, breakouts, which you don't want for your wedding day. These chemical exfoliating peel pads are so much more just for the surface of the skin, one and done, and you're done. There's no purging that will take place. Same with the physical exfoliator. So the reason I pick these two products and always recommend them to my brides is because it's literally just made for repairing or fixing, smoothing the surface of the skin without doing any long-term kind of purging to the skin that's gonna cause those breakouts in the long term, like probably products you would be getting from a facial. So these are just topical products that are great for fixing the surface of the skin and getting your canvas looking as smooth as possible so the makeup glides on and looks like an absolute dream. Now that we've gotten the first 4 steps out of the way, which really involve just knowing what you want, explaining it to your makeup artist, having the best skin you can have, really make sure, if you can, to book a trial or find a makeup artist whose style you love, because at the end of the day, it is just not really conducive to be worried or anxious the entire time you're getting your makeup done, or having your bridesmaids or your mom anxious the entire time, because it just doesn't really make for a pleasurable experience the day of, especially if you're worried about how the makeup is going to turn out. So that's why I always recommend booking a trial with your makeup artist if you can, just to make sure you're happy with it. So trusting your makeup artist, and your makeup artist knowing you trust them, even put your makeup artist at ease, and it allows them to do do their job, not only in a way that they're gonna deliver the results the way you want them to, but just for the entire energy, the day of your wedding, just to feel calm and happy and celebrated. And that's the most important thing when it comes to the day of your wedding. Now for step 6 and 7, we're gonna combine these two. This step is to tell your bridesmaids and your mom, maybe the mother of the bride, the mother of the groom, the exact same steps of 1, 2, and 4. Tell them to find an inspiration photo, remind them to get an inspiration photo that is in the ballpark of their skin complexion and what they look like, and if they can, to prep their skin. So a makeup artist job the day of the wedding is very stressful. They are sometimes doing 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 people in a very short amount of time, and having every one of your bridesmaids and moms or anybody getting makeup prepared and prepped is the best thing you can do, not only for the makeup artist, but for you as well, to stay on time. And even me, the company I work for, we always try to tell our brides that we want to kind of be wrapping up when the photographer gets there, because the minute the photographer gets there, chaos kind of ensues. They're asking the bride a million questions. Where's your invitation, your ring, your shoes, your dress? They want to photo everything. Where are the guys? Where are we going? What are we doing? What's the time? It turns into chaos. So we really want to be able to get everybody done by the time the photographer gets there. And sometimes that's a super tight timeline, especially depending on how many bridesmaids and moms and yourself or flower girls you have in the morning. So just having everybody in your entire party as prepared as possible is the best thing you can do for your makeup artist, and the best thing you can do for the ease and just flow of your wedding morning. Piggybacking off what I just said, we're moving on to number 8, which is give your makeup artist enough time. So a lot of brides don't realize when they're booking a trial and then maybe talking with their makeup artist about the time someone needs is, for me at least, I really like to allot 45 minutes to an hour per person, per service. If I have myself and my hairstylist on the same team with me doing a wedding and there's 7 people all together getting their makeup done, we like to have around 6 hours to get that done, because that gives us about 45 minutes per person. And even that sometimes can be tight depending on the level of glam you are looking for. So if you're on the more natural side, even with lashes, it can be fine to have 45 minutes. But if you're looking for like full coverage, glam, 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 you want to give yourself a little bit of a leeway to have maybe an hour per service. And a lot of brides nowadays want to do a first look, which I think is a great idea because it gives you time to enjoy your cocktail hour. You're not taking a ton of photos after your ceremony and kind of missing out on your own wedding. So I think taking your photos before your ceremony is a great idea to make sure you and your groom or bride are going to just really enjoy your cocktail hour and your wedding as a whole. That causes, however, a lot of times that first look will have to happen around 12:30, 1 o'clock. And if you have 6, 7, 8 people, 9 people total in your party, and you're maybe not working with a bridal service that has multiple artists that can kind of disperse the work, you might need to start at 6 a.m. And a lot of people are kind of shocked by that sometimes because they're like, well, why do we have to start so early? It's a lot of work to get 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 and up people all done and ready, hair and makeup, before noon or 1 o'clock. So you really want to just work with your makeup artist and really communicate with them before the day of your wedding. Is this going to be enough time for you? What can we do to give you enough time? Because at the end of the day, you have two choices. Either you're going to get up early enough and have your girls there early enough to give your makeup artist enough time to ensure the job is going to get done the way you want it to, or you're going to sacrifice on that time and the makeup artist, without any fault of their own, is not going to be able to deliver what you expect the day of your wedding. So if you do have high expectations, or you just want to make sure everything is done the best it can be, make sure your hair and makeup artists have enough time to do the job. Number 9 is try to schedule your makeup before your hair. So So with bridesmaids and moms, it doesn't really matter as much because I think a good makeup artist can kind of finesse otherwise. But the reason for a bride this is so important for me is because I don't like the hair to be completely done and finalized when I'm doing the makeup, because I really want to be able to get in the hairline and make sure everything looks absolutely flawless. And I always get asked sometimes, like, what's the difference between bridal makeup and bridesmaid and mother of the bride or flower girl makeup? And for me, when I'm doing a bridesmaid or a mother, there is certain OCD, crazy specific things I kind of have to sacrifice on because of timing. But when it comes to the bride, everything needs to be absolutely perfect, blended, flawless, no questions asked. And getting in that hairline, especially for a contour or whether it's a cream contour or bronzer, your blush blended up into the cheekbones, etc., your foundation all around here, maybe even a little bit on the ears if you're doing an updo. I don't want to have to worry about messing up the hair when I'm really getting into the hairline or around here to try to make the makeup look flawless. And most of the time for me and the team that I work with, we'll try to do it where, let's say you have to get your hair set, meaning it's going to be curled and it's kind of left in the pins just to hold that curl throughout the day. I know the hairstylist I work with the most will do that first, and so it can sit all day. And then second to last, I will do the bride's makeup with her hair just pinned and clipped, so it doesn't really matter if I mess anything up around here. And then with her makeup done, she'll go last for hair, so that the hairstylist is just taking out those clips with the curls in and styling the hair and finishing the hair. And the reason we really love this order is because by that time, you being the last hair service, the photographer will get there right as you're finishing up your hair and your makeup's already done. So if they want to take pictures of the process, your makeup is done and they're getting those final photos of your hairstylist doing the last minute steps to kind of style and finish up your hair, maybe putting your veil in, putting in any hair accessories. It's just really conducive for getting the best makeup, the best hair, and then even getting great photos when the photographer arrives. And last but not least, we got to number 10, and this step is bring a setting powder and a lipstick to the day of your wedding. This not only goes for you, this goes for your bridesmaids and moms or flower girls if they want to. They don't really need to though, but everyone in your party. Just let them know the best thing that they can do is to bring a little pressed powder with them and the lipstick they want to wear if they do, because this allows you to retouch that lipstick all day. And for me, my brides, a lot of times the lipstick we end up picking, possibly for my collection, I will let them take pictures of everything and tell them to get one themselves. So the day of their wedding, they can go out and buy it, and then the day of, they can bring that with them and retouch with it throughout the day. Because unless you're using a really heavy, dry liquid lipstick, which I'm really not a fan of, anything is gonna fade. There is no hydrating lipstick that is gonna give you absolutely flawless 10-hour wear. It's gonna fade a little bit, you're gonna be drinking, you're gonna be eating, and it's just good to have a lipstick with you, as well as your bridesmaids and moms, just to have one with you to retouch throughout the day. And then as far as a setting powder, I would recommend getting the Revlon Stay Matte Powder. I'll insert a photo here because I don't have it with me in my studio. It's actually in my bridal kit, but this I think is the best powder to bring with you. It's not loose, so you're not gonna get powder everywhere. Bring that and a little setting brush, maybe even something like this one here, just to, as the day goes on, first of all, your makeup artist should set everything and do the makeup good enough that you should maybe barely get shiny, if get shiny at all, but we can't control the elements. If you're getting married from June to October and it's 90 degrees out, there's nothing a makeup artist can do to really make sure that that makeup is absolutely not going to get shiny in 90-degree heat. It's a possibility. Or if you're excessively oily or you just get shiny, it's good to have a powder with you just to swirl around that powder and then retouch in here in your T-zone on the nose, center of the forehead. And I guarantee you, pressing this onto the skin like this, don't swipe it, just swirl it, tap off the excess, and press this onto the skin. It will make your makeup look good as new, and it will look exactly like it did when your makeup artist finished you up. That is it for today's list, guys. I had so much fun making this video for you. I don't know why I didn't do this sooner, and I hope you learned something from this list, and overall I hope this list helps you on the day of your wedding have a more calm time, a celebrated time, a fun time, and ultimately makes your makeup look as absolutely perfect as it can. Please comment down below any other questions you have for me. I would love to answer any questions you guys have, as well as make sure to give this video a big thumbs up. Make sure to subscribe to my channel, and if you're not subscribed already, or you are, make sure to hit that notification bell next to the subscribe button, and you'll be notified every single time I post and upload a new video, as well as follow me on other social medias, which will be linked down below. I love you guys. I hope wherever you are happy, healthy, and I will see you on my next video. Bye guys.